Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
Switzerland,
And I'm from Poland.
How long will you stay?
about 5 months.
5 months? Quite long.
Yeah.
You have 5 months. You can go around many places.
Yes.
Is this your first time come to Japan?
No.
No, I think for me it's the 4th time.
First time?
And for me too, I think as well.
Wow! So you really like Japan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you like Japan so much?
I guess it's because it's so different from everywhere else. It's also very, zen. It's very calm here. You can really relax. We used to live in Australia, where it's a bit more fast-paced, but here it's really good place.
What about you?
I actually I studied Japanese, but
Really?
I already forget everything, so
Everything?
don't interview me in Japanese. But that's why, I started learning Japanese, and then I discovered lots of things that I liked about Japan.
Is it okay?
This I understand.
Do you have any favorite Japanese phrase?
Phrase?
Shikata ga nai.
Shikataganai. When do you use shikataganai?
Every day.
Every day. Since when do you have interest to Japan?
Since I was a kid, because we had many books about Japan at my house, so I was
really?
watching the books, and then I liked, the houses, the architecture, but no manga, just like pictures of the
Pictures.
houses and the gardens.
Have you ever visited any Japanese garden?
Yes.
Yes, a lot. In Kyoto, yes.
Kyoto, and I've been to the one in Kanazawa.
Kanazawa?
It's a famous garden.
Yeah. In this time, where is the most you expect to visit?
I think this time we really want to go to Hokkaido.
Have you ever visited there?
Yes, the first time I arrived in Japan, I was crossing Russia, and from Sakhalin I went to Okanai,
Yeah.
and I started with Hokkaido the first time, but just 3 weeks was too little, so this time a month and a half.
What do you want to do in Hokkaido?
Mainly nature,
Nature
a lot of
area?
onsen.
In Hokkaido, which spot are you going to visit?
This island with the
Riki?
volcano.
Rishiri 11?
Yes, yes.
Great!
We'll see if we manage to go.
During your experience in Japan, what is most impressive happening or experience?
For me, it's the rules. There is rules for everything, everywhere. Small detail that for us we don't pay too much attention, but there is a lot of rules in Japan, a lot of tradition in the background, so that's very impressive.
For example, put off the shoes in the room or...
Yeah, or if you have a torii gate, you need to go
On the left,
on the
and
left
in the middle.
first. Kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also the order, that everyone is following the rules, and it makes everything very order. It's like everything is in order, so everything works well. And it's convenient for everyone.
Especially, what do you think most convenient in Japan?
Public transport.
Public transport
yeah.
in the cities. And then all the little shops where you can buy like convenience everywhere.
Thanks so much. Thank you for your cooperation.
You're welcome.
Where are you from?
I'm from France.
Why did you decide to come to Japan?
I've wanted to come for a long time. I think in France we have a huge exposure to Japanese culture. So we have a lot of Japanese cuisine, all the manga culture also, a lot of movies now coming in theater in France. So I feel like the exposure gives you the envy to actually discover the country by yourself.
Oh, now you are in Japan. How do you feel?
I feel like it's just like I imagine it. It's pretty cool. I've been to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. Every part that I visited was matching some expectation that I had of Japan. I try to travel without too many expectations. I think one of the things that I know Japan was different from Europe is the way of behaving. So like, for example, bowing. I know that people do that, but when you actually come here and you realize it's actually a real thing, it's pretty impressive, I would say. Also, the fact that Japanese people do a lot of noise, like and this in France, it's really unpolite.
Really?
Yeah, so I knew that in a lot of Asian countries and in Japan, people like tend to do that, but like arriving here and like having people next to you in the subway being like, I was like, okay. Actually, you could have some bad look. People would be like, what is she doing? I think it's always the most interesting thing when you travel is to accept that there is stuff in other countries that are so normal and they are not in your country, but you have to be open about it and just accept it.
You are now staying in Japan quite long. Do you have used to bow?
Actually, yeah, I think it's pretty easy to like catch up on the bowing.
Great.
I think I'm doing it too much actually.
Is there any episode or event you want to share with your friend or family?
I think what I liked is all the interaction because I'm traveling alone. I choose Japan also because it has a really good reputation for a solo traveler, especially women. I think one of the best things that I would share first is how good I felt on the country, like really safe, really able to walk at night, to go to restaurant alone, and always really well treated by everyone. All the interaction that I had with Japanese people that were like really excited to see someone that is alone, and I could see that was triggering for a lot of people. They were like, "Oh, why are you alone? Like it's kind of weird." And so because of that, like I got invited in a restaurant by someone that was like owning a restaurant in Tokyo, and I got like a lot of interaction, especially in Osaka. A lot of people like came, sit on the bench with me, and was like, "Where are you from? Like, why are you alone in Japan?" And that was really good like encounter. So it's like really good memories.
Oh, what did you buy?
Oh, I bought souvenir from my family and friends actually. I bought tea, Japanese tea of course. I also have fans because actually in Paris we don't have AC, so it gets really hot in the summer. We are always like, I bought fan from my friend because I know they're gonna use it even in Paris.
Did you take picture?
I took a lot of pictures.
Could you show me the picture?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna go with the like favorite one. A dog cafe, yeah.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
From France.
Is it your first time in Japan?
Yes, our first time and our first day.
First day, yeah. What impression do you have for the first time in Japan?
Our first feeling is very, very good. We just walk in the street from few hours, and it's a very good first feeling with people and with the city of Tokyo.
What's the difference between Japanese city and French city?
Oh, I think a lot of the difference. Maybe I cannot explain very well the difference. What did you think?
People are different.
People are different. The relationship, maybe I think between people.
Generally, Japanese people is polite. People said. Did you feel like that?
Yes, I think very, very kind people in the subway, in the restaurants. They are welcome us very, very well and very kindly. Yes.
Do you have any episode Japanese people kind to you?
We are looking for instance, for our train station. Some people help us to find the right train station, the right train. Very good for us because your language, your writing is really different from for us. It's quite difficult when we arrive in Japan. People help us to choose at the restaurants. To choose food, to find your train, at the hotel also. Very, very good feeling. Yes.
So, did you take any picture in Japan?
Yes.
So, could you show me the first picture in Japan?
The first picture in Japan.
Yeah. Is the transportation system around Tokyo is difficult for you?
I think only for the writing. It's difficult to read because all information are not translated in English, but we just see the color of the train line. We ask people the direction quite easily to move in Tokyo.
Could you tell me where are you going in this trip?
My wife that organized the trip.
Oh,
After we will go to Yokohama,
Yokohama,
and then we will go at Hakone.
Hakone. Yeah.
To see the Fujisan,
Yeah.
and then we will go at Kamakura.
Kamakura.
Yeah.
Those are very nice places to visit.
Okay.
But now it's very hot,
Yes.
so be careful about the weather.
Yes.
Please, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
We're from Australia.
Is this your first trip to Japan?
Yes, it is.
Why did you decide to come to Japan?
We just wanted to come check out the culture and the history and that. Yeah.
It was his idea.
Since when have you been interested in Japan?
I saw the last samurai when I was a kid, and that kind of restarted it. Thought it was pretty cool.
Do you have any interest in Japan?
Oh, I really like the culture, like of the samurais and ninjas
samurai ninja.
and the sumo wrestlers.
How did you know about samurai and ninja?
I watched Naruto
yeah,
growing up,
okay.
and I really liked Naruto. But just mainly from movies, really. We watched a show on Netflix recently as well that talked about sumo wrestling, and that was pretty interesting.
Is there any difference between what you expected Japan and real Japan?
I didn't expect it to be so clean. Like there's just everybody looks after their own rubbish, and the people here are very respectful. Everybody like does their own job, like takes their own rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, is very mindful of everyone else.
Yeah, some travelers said there is not so many public trash bins, so it's a little bit annoying.
But it's pretty good still that like there's no rubbish, even though there's not many rubbish bins. Yeah.
Do you have any episode you are very impressive in Japan?
Peace Museum at Hiroshima.
Hiroshima. That was
Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park.
yeah, beautiful. I think it's Fushimi Inari
Yeah.
Shrine.
Yeah,
That was very-
lots of trees.
Yeah, very nice. The bamboo forest.
Yeah, the bamboo forest.
Mario Kart on the road to Tokyo Tower. That was cool.
Did you take many pictures?
Yes.
So could you show me the best shot in Japan?
So we got lots of photos.
Yeah.
Lots of photos.
I know. Oh, beautiful. So beautiful. How about yours? Do you have
Hiroshima.
Wow, nice picture. I love it. Thanks so much. Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I'm from Poland.
And I'm from Spain.
Why did you decide to come to
I
Japan?
think it's many factors. Wanted to experience the culture, the food, definitely.
We're also like fans of anime. We really wanted to experience that as well. This is the heart of it. So
Because also Studio Ghibli.
What's the first impression of Japan?
Very positive from the very first day, like going to izakaya, meeting some local people as well.
I mean, I think it's like it's a culture of like helping each other, and you can just really feel that, and it's like super nice, and the feeling that you get when you get here is like okay.
Yeah, very polite as well, and like very clean, and like
Very organized, I think, as well, and it
even though it's like
works.
a lot of people, it feels like it works well.
At izakaya, can you communicate with Japanese people?
We managed
Exactly.
somehow.
For some basic phrases, some Google Translate or some things like this that
Some
help.
sign language, if anything, just pointing as well, that helps, and it's like universal at the end. So
Do you know some Japanese phrase?
Sumimasen, konnichiwa, arigatou gozaimasu, osasumewan.
very, very basic.
Yeah, basic. Learning every day.
You said you like anime. So what anime do you like?
Studio Ghibli a lot, and also more action ones as well. Hunter x Hunter, Attack on Titans, of course, like the classical ones as well. Naruto and Dragon Ball. But I think Hunter x Hunter is our favorite.
That was the favorite one.
What is the difference between Japan in animation and real Japan?
It depends. First of all, I think, of course, there is like a lot of action, but there is a lot of universal messages, but like sometimes very mature messages. Yeah, there is like a real life animation like from Studio Ghibli, Only Yesterday or The Wind Rises. Those things are like, they use fantastical elements, but they also tell more like people's life stories. That's a bit more rare.
And in Ghibli's movies, which one is your favorite?
I personally love Wind Rises. I also like The Princess Mononoke, and I think you love like Spirited Away. But
Not my favorite.
So many.
Yeah.
Do you take pictures?
oh yes, too many.
Could you show me the first picture in Japan?
Yeah, so first is like Harajuku, the Japanese toilet.
Why did you decide to take this photo?
I mean, this is something that I've not seen before, and I was like, okay. I mean, I need a picture of this to show it around.
Did you use it right away?
Yeah, I've been using it, and very different to what we're used to. Very interesting and helpful as well.
Yeah, I'm very jealous that you have toilets like this here in Japan. I wish we had them also.
Why did you take the picture of Harajuku?
Like I found Harajuku overall very nice. It was more, anyway, overall Harajuku for me was quite peaceful compared to Shinjuku where we're staying. I found this like nice combination of the streetwear but also a lot of cables and everyday life. It was quite nice to see.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I'm from England.
Why did you decide to come to Japan?
So I've never been here before and I currently live in Thailand. I was coming from Thailand, it's quite close and an interesting place, very different to the rest of Asia. It's much more developed, which is really, really nice.
How did you know about Japan for the first time?
I guess for me it's famous for it's very peaceful, lots of technology and sumo wrestlers as well. So yeah, and obviously the onsen as well. So lots of things to do in Japan, which is great.
What image did you have before coming to Japan?
I think mainly kind of a clean place, quite an advanced place. It's pretty much what I expected with that. I didn't know what to expect with English, but I think I get by just about. Some people speak really good English, some people speak no English, so, but that's part of it and it's all really cool.
Do you have many chance to communicate with Japanese people?
Not really, if I'm honest. So I've mainly stayed in hostels and I've met people, spoken to people there, but my Japanese is not very good, unfortunately. I know 2 words.
But you know some Japanese words?
Only 2. So the obvious ones, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa and arigato.
Arigato. Great. Now you are in Japan.
Yep.
Is there any difference from what you expect to Japan?
I don't know really. I think it's not cheap, but it's not too expensive. It's okay, and it's pretty similar to what I expected. Maybe I'd meet more people traveling on my own, but I think it's quite quiet.
How did you plan this trip?
Just looked at a place and gone, I have the rail pass. So I've just, wherever I can go with the train, I will go there and then see if I can find somewhere cheap to stay and do some exploring. So just kind of planned, kind of not.
In this trip, what do you most expect to see or do?
I think just exploring a different culture. So I've enjoyed the onsen, that's a new experience. For me, yeah, it's very different to things in England and like culturally. It's just generally the food as well. I've really enjoyed the food, so that's been really cool.
Did you take onsen before already?
No, I've done it, so I did it in Beppu, twice in Beppu, so, and that was really cool.
Thanks so
No problem, thank you.
動画の方楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。少しでも面白いな、また見たいなと思っていただけましたらチャンネル登録、高評価の方よろしくお願いいたします。英語もインタビューもまだまだ未熟な私ですが、皆様に楽しんでいただけるように勉強していきますので、率直な感想やテーマのご要望などコメント欄にお待ちしております。